Whenever there is a problem, we've already established that the party who is likely to be affected, okay, the party who is likely to initiate a conflict resolution is going to be the buyer. And why is that? Well, because as we stated earlier, that the supplier is more likely to be the one who's causing the issue. But that doesn't mean that the buyer is not going to cause the issue. Sometimes it's the buyer who has caused the issue. So the party that, first of all, any party can send an agenda for negotiation, but the party who's aggrieved is the one who's likely to instigate or try to find a solution to that problem. And in this case, you're saying you're trying to find a solution through negotiation. How does this relate to negotiation stages? When you have an agenda to negotiate, okay, the first thing you want to do, okay, yeah, you've already sent it, like, look, there's a problem and you need to negotiate about A, B, C, D. So the first step is going to be preparation. I want you to think, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think as the parties involved in that process. If you are preparing for a negotiation to resolve a dispute on an existing contract, what information from different departments or functions would you need? So I want you to think that way, okay? You're preparing to negotiate. In this case, you're negotiating to solve a problem. So what sort of information do you think you're going to need? So, write those ones down, okay? Now, obviously, after preparation, what is the next stage? The next stage is opening and discussion phases. So since you already know each other, I mean, you're negotiating to solve a problem, you're not negotiating to get into a contract for the first time, and that means that we already know each other. Since you already know each other, the parties involved, the opening stage is not going to be a very long stage. I mean, it's just, look, here's where we are because of this problem, okay? And that's pretty much what you're going to do. The discussion stage, on the other hand, is going to involve a number of things, such as each party summarizing their position, the impacts of breach, the potential cost, and possible ways to minimize the cost. Of course, this will only work if the individuals are actually willing to negotiate. And so the assumption you're making is that the individuals are willing to negotiate. Now, next, the proposal phase. Now, since the parties have an idea of what the problem actually is, the proposal phase, here we are going to try to propose some solutions to the problem. Okay? We are not accepting, it's just, okay, I think this is what you're going to do, and the other party is like, I think this is what you're supposed to do. You're just coming up with proposals. Like, yeah, the delivery date was a problem, and then the other party is like, well, it was a problem because of the border, and so what can we do about that? So they're trying to propose solutions to the problem. It all comes down to the goals of the parties and whether long-term relationship will be desired. Those are some of the things that will just affect how the proposal stage goes. Now, based on the proposal that we think is good, we'll move on to the next stage, which is bargaining phase. At this stage, what you're going to be doing is you're going to discuss the proposal that looked like if it was good, and you're talking about things like actions or solutions based on the proposal. The length, how long this phase is going to be, how long the bargaining phase is going to be will depend on a number of things such as negotiation skills, experience, verbal skills, and backgrounds of the parties. And after that, the final stage is just the agreement, okay? So if we find a solution, then we agree. The thing is to make sure that the agreement is written, because that is going to be used to amend the contract. Remember, having an agenda to negotiate and then sending it all the way to start the negotiation phases is important. And the thing is, it will depend on who the aggrieved party is. So that is just a quick summary of how that will take place. If you have any question, do let me know. Okay? Again, it's learning by doing, so don't just sit there with your question. I'm Moses, and I'll see you in the next video.